Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different only because I've been working really hard on my son's party. I bought this little centerpiece and this cost me $12, which I thought is so cute. So because I like to be a DIY kind of person, if I can or have the time, I decided that I was going to make my own. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I've been working on something, and I ended up making my own Jake and the Neverland Pirates centerpiece. I made this all by myself, you guys, and the total cost for this was $4. So I made 8 of them, so my total cost was $32. And if you're thinking, I don't know, I have nothing to do with Jake, don't worry, the same technique, you can use it and just use it into something else that accommodates what kind of party you're having. I'm gonna show you guys how I made these for $4, including this boat, which is the most amazing part, is that this boat was also included in the price for $4, and I'm gonna show you guys how I made it. Okay guys, so this is an overview of the one I bought for $12 at downtown LA, and I couldn't bring myself to pay $12 when I needed 8, so this is how I made them. The first thing you need is like a base. So here I'm using these boats that I got for 99 cents. You're going to need a glue gun and tons of glue sticks. I mean like tons. These wooden sticks I bought plain, and then with the acrylic paint I went ahead and painted them black. They don't have to be perfect, just to let you know. Then I got these gold coins and little treasure chests from ustoys.com, and I'll go ahead and link those down below. And you're gonna need some of this shredded red paper and then some foam paper, and like tons of it, you guys. And these paper plates that I got at Walmart for $3 for 8. So first I'm gonna cut off all the little figurines that I'm going to use. So I'm gonna use most of the plate, and I'm just gonna cut them out just to make things easier. Once you have set aside which ones you want to use, you want to go ahead and start cutting them very precisely. So this is actually a step that does take a lot of time, probably most of the time actually, and you just want to go ahead and cut them all to your liking. Here I'm just cutting the end, and as you can see I have cut most of them, and now they're like perfectly cut, and it does take a while. This is, like I said, the longest step out of everything. Now that you have all this, you want to get some of your foam paper and start cutting like little strips depending what color you want the backing to be, and then just start putting the hot glue and putting the foam behind it and making sure you're pressing down really good. And then you're going to do that to all of the figurines that you have done. And like I say, you can change the color from the back. As you can see right here, I'm actually using black, but for some of them, like the bird, I ended up using the green. And you just want to press down on all of them and making sure that there's no stick edges that are sticking out. Since my son is turning 2, I am gonna draw a number 2. You can use stencils for this, but for all the boats that I did, I just went ahead and freehand them all. It doesn't matter. And then you can also switch up the colors. I decided to do red, green, and yellow. And I'm just gonna cut the foam. This foam, it's really thin, so it's easy to work with. And I'm just going to cut all the way around. And once I have my 2, I'm going to put hot glue and stick it to the foam. And right here, you guys, this is a very important process when you're doing these. You're going to have to use probably the whole back of this hot glue. This is like my second back, no joke. So I'm just going to stick it to the yellow, and then the yellow, stick it to the green. Once you have your number of, your child, you want to get the sticks that I went ahead and color black already and just hot glue to the foam. And this is the first step, so we're just going to set that aside and start cutting all the other foam figures now. This is another step that takes a long time, only because you want to be, super precise and don't want to end up cutting the actual paper that you did glued to the foam. But once you have cut your figures, you want to stick them to the sticks. Like here, I'm adding the bird into the number 2, and that's why I wanted some green with that number. And here I'm adding the Jake to the stick, and I'm going to add this treasure chest to that long stick too. And you want to do that for all the stick figures. Hot glue all the figures to the sticks. You want to set them aside, and we want to start creating the sail part of the boat. So basically here I'm getting this orange foam. It's already a pre-cut that came in a package, and this size was actually perfect. So what I'm going to do is cut 3 of these, and once I have all 3, I just want to make sure that I cut a little bit of all of them, because I want to have like a small, medium, or large. So, but you don't want them to be super small. So you just want to make sure that there's a little bit of off balance of all of them. So small, medium, and large. And then with the same orange foam, I'm going to cut some white, because this white part we're going to make into little strips that are going to be hot glue into the blue part of the sail. So we just want to cut them, and at the end you should have a whole bunch like these. So now we're going to start hot gluing these, and you're going to put 2 on the left side and 2 on the right side of each one of these sail parts for the ship. At the end you should have 3 of these, and they don't have to look super perfect because you'll see why. So I'm going to add a coin really quick to the middle. And now we're going to start pretty much adding the holes, because you want to put them through these sticks. Now what I did here is I did super glue. I keep saying super glue. Hot glue 2 of these. And you want to make a long one, because the actual size that the sticks come won't be long enough. So I wanted 3 of these blue parts, and you could do 2 if you want to do 2. So now I'm going to grab the scissors, and I'm just going to put the scissor part right through, and then start turning around the foam to make the hole. Or if you want to be easier, and if you have a hole punch, that will work too. And now you just want to put them through the sticks. So at the end you should have something that looks like this, and we're gonna get that Jake of the Neverland Pirates part that I have set aside, and we're gonna hot glue this to the top. And then you know how super glue leaves a little bit of residue behind? You can always go back and start picking them off. And now that I have all my figures, it's time to use the foam. So I only have this green foam left, so I'm cutting it, but I actually did use the white foam. I think it's better. And you want to start placing all your sticks in the position that you want them to be. So your Jake and your cubby and your ship sail, all of those, you want to put them where you want them to go. Once you have everything where you want to add some of this red shredded paper and add it all over, and you can add coins or some of that treasure chest like I did, and that should be your final product for $4 versus the $12 that I paid. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.